Title is Graphing Quadratic Equations. I'm going to pass out a piece of graph paper. In the meantime, go ahead and write example 1, which is right here on the board. So, let's look at step 1 here. By the way, how do I know this is a quadratic equation just by looking at this? What is it about this equation that tells me that's quadratic? The y? Okay, well, linears have it. Thank you, Mr. Luke. Linear equations have y in it. There's something else about this equation that makes it quadratic, and someone give it to me. What is it about this that tells me it's quadratic, Ms. Lopez? On the x, right? What is the exponent, Ms. Lopez? What is the exponent? The 2. So whenever you have raised to the second power, we're in the world of quadratics, as opposed to linear. Linear is when it's raised to the first power, like I just showed you on the graphing program. Secondino, Huda, thank you, sir. So, let's graph this problem. Can someone tell me what step 1 says on your notes? All right, so I'm gonna go one step at a time. I'm gonna number them. You do it with me. The graph paper that I pass out, just leave that for the graphing right now. Your note paper, you're gonna do all the work with me, steps 1 through 7 on the note paper. The graph paper is just for graphing. So step 1, I'm gonna do exactly what Ms. Castro just read. Watch this. So step 1 says, make sure it's in standard form. Is that what it said?
Yeah,
plus, okay, you guys are no strangers to that. You already know ax squared plus bx plus c. We've been factoring, we've been completing the square. Our a value, in this case, is going to be 1. B, -4. C is 1. Okay, that's cool. That's step 1. That's okay. No big deal. That's step 1. Easy. Ms. Grundy, read step 2 for me, would you? Okay. Step 2. Okay, so right now we want to know whether our end product, which would be a parabola, is it going to be opening up or is it going to be opening down? And Mr. Grundy just read, there's something about this equation that tells us whether it's going to open up or down. Did anybody catch that when you read it? Give me more, but let's see what you mean. Okay, so B is negative going down. Anybody differ or agree? Boston, what about A? Okay. Right, so look at step 2. Everyone look at their step 2. I know you guys, some of you are allergic to reading. It's only one sentence. It says if A is positive, it opens up. If A is negative, it opens down. Castro. What's positive? A, like Boston said. Good. So it's going to open up or down? Exactly. So step 2, look at what I'm going to do. Step 2, I'm just going to put a little parabola opening up. And I'm going to put opens up. Opens up. So this opens up. Nothing crazy, right? So we're already done with 2 steps. Got 5 to go. Does step 3 have to do with axis symmetry? Okay, what I want you to do is cross out step 3. For our purposes, since we only have 3 days left, we're not going to do axis symmetry. It's not critically important to graph. That's something that if we had more time, I'll get into that. So step 3, we're skipping. Okay, so put that, cross it out on your handout that I gave you. Step 3 is done. We don't need to do that. Step 4, though, Grundy, read the first sentence of step 4, would you? Perfect. So we have to find the vertex now. Now look at the pictures I gave you of the 2 parabolas. The vertex is either the highest point if it opens down, look at the highest point, or the lowest point if it opens up. In other words, if I have a parabola going like this, the vertex is right here. If the parabola is opening down, the vertex is right there. Our mission on step 4 is to find the coordinates, x and y, of the vertex, however it looks. We don't know how it looks yet, but we're about to find out where the lowest or highest point is. But we just know, we already know that the parabola opens up, right? Step 2. So we're going to actually find the lowest point of the parabola right now. That's what step 4 is all about. That's called the vertex, the lowest point. Okay? And Mr. Grundy just gave us the formula to find vertex. So on step 4, write this with me. Again, remember, this is your note paper, not on your graph paper. You're doing all these steps with me on your note paper. So step 4 is a vertex. Vertex is an x and y coordinate. X and y. But we have to find the x first, the x number first, the x coordinate. And the formula, one more time, Grundy, was what? Nice. Look at negative b over 2a. That's only the x coordinate. Okay? Let's figure what that value is. B, A, you guys know how to interpret a quadratic equation now. So negative b, so that b is b negative 4 over 2a, a is positive 1. Let's plug it in here. There we go. B is negative 4. Careful, huh? So let's do it. Let me. Perfect. Because look, this really means negative 1 times b. So this really means negative 1 times the negative 4. Very good, Miss Castro. Good looking out there. You have a double negative. You have a negative b, which means negative 1 times b. B is already negative, so you have a double negative. Over 2 times, what is a again? 1. Say again? Okay. So right now we're finding the vertex, which in this case is, since we know the parabola is opening up, it's going to be the bottommost point. What is that x and y coordinate of that point here? See, this is what we're looking for right there. The formula is negative b over 2a. That's from your notes on step 4. So negative b, so negative b really means negative 1 times b. So negative 1 b. B is negative 4, right? Okay, there's b. So negative b over 2 times a. A is 1. We're following the formula, a little recipe. All right, let's keep going.
4.
Positive 4 over 2, which is going to be 2. All right, so what did we just find here? The x coordinate of the vertex. Now we got to find y. Read the rest of step 4 for me to find y. Valencia, would you? Right. So the original equation was way up here. Now look at x squared plus negative 4x plus 1. Wherever I see x now, I'm going to replace x with 2. And I'm going to be able to get my y value. Because look at, what is y? Let's look at the equation. Y equals whatever happens here. Y is whatever happens over here. Well, let's replace x with 2. We just got x. Right? X is 2. Let's figure out our y now. So I'm going to... Sure, go ahead. Right. But we don't have to put the 1 because 1 times n is itself. So it's, right? Plus negative 4 times 2 plus 1. And that'll tell us what y is. You see? Let's do it. So let me rewrite the equation, the original equation. Y equals x squared plus negative 4x plus 1. Was it plus 1 though, the original equation? Okay, so let's see. So wherever I see x, I'm replacing it with 2 now. 2 squared plus negative 4 times 2 plus 1. So that'll be 4 plus a negative 8 plus a 1. So far, so good. 4 plus a negative 8, negative 4 plus 1. And that becomes a negative 3, right? So remember, this is y. Look at y is equal to this. All this is y. Y is equal to negative 3. So there's our vertex. Look at it. Here's our vertex. We had our x, and now we have our y. Grab your graphing, your coordinate plane, and let's plot this point, 2, negative 3. I'm going to plot it right now. Plot it with me, 2, negative 3. There's my vertex. I'm going to put a little arrow here. I'll put on your graph paper now. That's why I've got the graph paper. Pass out. Go and take a minute to go ahead and draw a nice x and y axis. One whole big one. Take up the whole first side. Yes. This is the end. Step 5. Let's see here. Desmond, would you read step 5 for me? Appreciate it. Sweet, that was done already. So step 5 we just did. Nice. And hold up here. So step 5 is done. We plotted the vertex. Read step 6 for me then, Mr. Desmond, would you? Step 6. So we got table of values going. So step 6 tells us what values, though. Remember, we can pick any x values we want. When you graph an equation, you pick any x values you want right here. We're going to end up forming some ordered pairs. But I actually give a recommendation on step 6 of what x values to pick. See, what should we choose here? You can pick any values of x, but what's going to make it helpful? What kind of x values are going to make it helpful for us to draw the parabola? Okay. Go ahead and read the rest of step 6 that Desmond started, Ellen. What does it say? What value should I pick for x? It gets specific here. Go ahead. Read along with him, by the way. Read. Preferably 3. So it says, choose x values to the left and the right of the vertex. Let me go back to my graph up here. Here's my vertex here. Here's my x value. Look at my x-axis is right here. What x value should I pick to plug into this equation right here? Well, 3 to the left and 3 to the right of the vertex. Valencia, which one? Okay. Well, let's see. Here's our vertex, right? So let me. Right. So here's my vertex. Here's my x-axis. I want to pick 3 to the left and then 3 to the right of the vertex. So the vertex is at 2 right here. What's 3 to the left? 3 x values to the left. 1. Right. So 1, 0, and negative 1, huh? So here's your vertex. Here's your x-axis. What x value should I pick? Well, 1, 0, negative 1. That's 3 to the left, and then 3 to the right. 3, 4, and 5. So I will pick 1, 0, and negative 1. Look at 3 to the left. I'll put 3 to left here. And 3 to the right. Because You're right, it's -1. Good looking out. And this is 3 to the right. So 3 to the left, 3 to the right. The 3 to the right would be 3, 4, 5. Thank you. 3 to the left, 3 to the right. Here we go. Now, you might be asking, why 3 to the left, 3 to the right? What's the big deal? Can't I just pick any x values? Well, you could pick any x values, but when you pick 3 to the left, 3 to the right, it becomes a time saver in the end. Because once you do the 3 to the left, the y values for the 3 to the left, they become mirror images of the ones that are 3 to the right. In other words, the y values are the same. So it's like a time saver. You only have to do 3 calculations because the last 3 right here, these last 3 x values are the same as the first 3. So it's a time saver, and it actually forms the parabola nice and neat. You'll see what I mean right here. Watch. Step 6, we made a table of values. So that means we got to figure out our x or our y value now. Let me go ahead and write out my equation y equals x squared plus -4x plus 1. So our first x value is 1. I want to replace x with 1 and figure out what my y coordinate is. Then I'll replace x with 0, figure out what y is. Then replace x with -1, figure out what y is, and now I'll be done. Because the last 3 will be the exact same y values as the first 3. We'll see what I'm talking about. Watch. Y is 1 squared plus -4 times 1 plus 1. Right, here's where you got to be careful and follow your order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. She says to do the exponents first. So it's going to be 1 plus a -4 plus a 1. And that'll be a 1 plus -4 will become a -3 plus a 1. So I end up having a -2. Y is end up -2 when x is 1. So let me put -2 right here.
So and that's when you go to left and right hand.
Well, hold on, real quick, Lindsay. Here's an ordered pair, 1, -2. I'm going to plot that in a little while. Let me get another ordered pair. I'm going to get 6 ordered pairs, and we're going to plot them in the end. Okay? We're going to plot them in the end. It's good. You better get right. Valencia? Substitute x, yeah. Yeah, right. 3. It would have been 6 if I would have picked willy-nilly any x's. But since I did a 3 to the left and to the right, these 3 will be the exact same as the first 3. So it's a time saver. You see what I'm talking about right now? Good question. Alan, talk to me. All right, here we go. It's on video. I'm going to replace x with 0 now. Stay with me, stay with me. All right. 0 to the second power, look at that's my next x value right here, plus -4 times 0 plus 1. 0 to the second power becomes 0, right? -4 times 0 is what? Another 0. 0 plus 1 is a 1. So 0, 1 is another point. Let me finish this one first. You got it. All right, let's replace x now with, -1. Watch me do it, and then if you're asking for another example, you're not even listening to me here. No, that's cool. I'm glad that you're helping them. Let me do this first, and you guys help each other. Hold up, here we go. So x equals -1, so here we go, -1 to the second, plus -4 times -1. Plus 1. Let's simplify now.
Are you putting, -1,
X to X? Because that's the X values we chose. In other words, that was step 6. Did you read step 6?
no,
Yeah, step 6. Take 3 values to the left and right of the vertex. I think that's when you just came in when we did that, so hang tight. So, -1 to the second power is -1 times -1, positive 1. -4 times -1 is positive 4. Six times 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 1 is 6. Cool. Check this out. Nice, Ellen. I like that. Wait, let me get Valencia's question. Go for it, Valencia. Cool. Yeah, you got to be real careful with the signs. If you mess up on the signs, everything's jacked up. So you got to be exact here. So, back over here. Here's where the time saver is realized. Mr. Allen just said, look at these last 3 values are going to be the same as these. That's the beauty of picking 3 to the left and 3 to the right. It saves time and saves work. So I know that if X is 3, I know Y is going to be -2. If X is 4, Y is going to be +1. And if X is 5, Y is going to be 6. It's a time saver. So I'll have to do 3. I only have to do 3 calculations and I'm pretty much done with step 6. You guys with me? All right. Step 6 is officially done, I think. Yeah, step 7, Castro. What does step 7 say?
not the points in connection with the smooth
Parabola. Say it. Cool. Let's do it. 1, -2. Let's plot it with me. So get your graph paper. So 1, -2. 1, -2 is right here. 0, 1. 0, 1's right here. -1, 6. -1, 6 is right there. All right, you guys with me, I trust? And then let's do the last 3. So we got 3, -2. 3, -2 is right here. We have 4, 1 right here. And then we have 5, 6 right here. And like step 7 says, draw them on a smooth curve. So let me come down to the vertex, coming right back up. Make sure you put arrows because that goes infinitely. Up and up and up. There's your parabola. The first parabola of quarter 2. We'll do a couple more examples tomorrow, but for now I want to give you the rest of 20 minutes to work on any assignments or quizzes you owe me. Remember, there was no quiz on Friday. There was only a movie that we'll finish on Thursday and Friday this week. So we'll go over this more tomorrow. Prepare for our final. Wednesday's our final. And Santa comes to town.